Good morning and welcome to this Monday morning show here after it's not really a long weekend, but it felt like a long weekend. My name is McHugh David, publisher and editor of the news. Eventually, I'm going to get a remote for that phone. Eventually, I'll get something that works. Thanks for joining us this morning. If you're watching us live on Facebook, we appreciate it. If you're watching the show later, trying to play catch up, we appreciate that too. Thank you very much. We, as the news, are on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram, and YouTube. We're putting a lot of content on those platforms. We'd appreciate you checking it out. We are also online, www.livingstonparishnews.com. We're $5 a month there, $7 for the e-edition. That is pervasive. You don't have to pay for every e-edition or every story. If you're having trouble staying logged in, give us a call, 225-665-5176. Traffic this morning relatively light here at 7:30 in the morning. There is fog outside, so please drive carefully, but not a whole lot of traffic. Minor delays after O'Neill if you're heading on I-12 westbound, but and some minor delays heading into the 10-12 split. 64 heading into Central is wide open. 190 heading into Baton Rouge westbound is also wide open. Currently 75 degrees. As mentioned, it is foggy, so we'll be waiting for the sun to rear its head and try to clear all that out. High of 91 today, 40% chance of afternoon thunderstorms. 74 is your overnight low. Looking at the week, partly cloudy, small chances of rain throughout the week. Highs in the low 90s, lows in the mid 70s overnight, pretty much for the entire week through next Sunday. So we'll be keeping an eye on that. As announced last Thursday, actually, Lane Hardy's coming home. He'll be home September 28th. Now, he comes home every now and again, but he's doing a homecoming concert on September 28th at North Park via Scott Ennis. That is $30 in advance, $50 at the door. It's an all-day concert. Gates open at 11. First show's at 2. Lane is in the evening, so we'll keep reminding you of that as the time comes. It's still about 7 weeks away. Strange weekend, kind of a tragic weekend. Two very large accidents near the Livingston exit between Holden and Satsuma. There is a lot of construction work going on near Satsuma in that kind of area. Both Saturday and Sunday saw multi-car accidents in that area. Saturday was based around a Greyhound bus, which hit the railing and then caused several accidents after, including several people who had to be sent to the hospital after a car swerved into the median. Sunday was relatively similar. It wasn't a bus, but an accident happened, and then that caused more accidents and backups. Livingston Fire Department and Police Department worked both of those, and we'll be waiting to hear from them as to how the folks are doing in the hospital and those sorts of things. We'll be following up on that. It's qualifying week. It's the start of well, it's not. If you've been paying attention, it is not the start of election season. A lot of these guys got started early with signs and advertisements and that sort of thing. But qualifying for the official races is Tuesday through Thursday of this week, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. at the Clerk of Court's office. Our guy Kevin Frambro is going to be up there all week checking in on who's qualified for the day, and we'll have a full list for you when it's all said and done. Next Thursday's paper will be completely dedicated to the beginning of the election cycle and who is running, as well as any constitutional amendments and renewals you will be dealing with on your ballot October 12th. I can tell you that it's going to be crowded because here are just the positions that are up for election. Governor with incumbent John Bell Edwards, Lieutenant Governor with incumbent Billy Nungesser, Secretary of State, incumbent Kyle Ardoin, who won a special election, Attorney General, incumbent Jeff Landry, Treasurer, incumbent John Schroeder, Commissioner of Agriculture, incumbent Dr. Mike Strain, Commissioner of Insurance, incumbent Jim Donelon, Board of Elementary and Secondary Education, District 6, which you might know as the Bessie Board, which is incumbent at Kathy Edmonston. State Senator for the 6th District, which is incumbent Mac Bodie White. State Senator, 13th District. That was Dale Erdy. He is term limited, so there is no incumbent. State Senator, 18th District. The current incumbent is Eddie Lambert. State Representative, 64th District. The incumbent is Valerie Hodges. State Representative 71st District, J. Rogers Pope is the incumbent. State Representative 81st District, incumbent Clay Schexnayder. State Representative 95th District, incumbent Sherman Mack. District Judge, 21st Judicial District, Division D. There is no incumbent. Judge Doug Hughes retired on June 30th. Sheriff of Livingston, incumbent Jason Ard. Livingston Clerk of Court, incumbent Jason Harris. Livingston Parish Assessor, incumbent Jeff Taylor. Livingston Parish Coroner, incumbent Dr. Ron Coe. Livingston Parish President, incumbent Leighton Ricks. Parish Councilman District 1, incumbent Jeff Ard. Parish Councilman District 2, incumbent Gary Frog Talbert. Parish Councilman District 3, incumbent Maurice Scooterkeen. Parish Councilman District 4, incumbent John Wascom. Parish Councilman District 5, incumbent R.C. Bubba Harris. Parish Councilman District 6, incumbent Tracy Girlinghouse. Parish Councilman District 8, no incumbent. Tableau Bell is not running. Parish Councilman District 9, incumbent Shane Mack. Constable and Justice of the Peace, Ward 8, incumbent Alicia Alford. Chief of Police, Village of French Settlement, incumbent William Bliss, who was also appointed in a special instance after the previous chief resigned. 1 Town of Livingston Alderman at Large, 2 Town of Killian Alderman at Large, and 2 Town of Springfield Alderman at Large. So that took me about 2 minutes to read that whole list, and that's just the positions. That does not include millage and tax renewals and the constitutional amendments that came out of this latest legislative session. There it is. So, packed ballot for October 12th is the election day. Very packed ballot. Not all of those positions will appear on individual ballots, but a lot of them you'll be picking new parish-wide officials, a new parish councilman, if you don't re-elect your incumbent, of course, as well as all those statewide elections. So packed ballot. We're going to be covering it. Want you to go out and vote. Please vote. Please exercise your right to vote. It is important. Let's not have 30% or less voter turnout, because you are, as taxpayers, paying for this election. You have to pay for elections, and it's taxpayer dollars. So please, 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 please vote. So let's keep it rolling. Last week, the pay raises for teachers and support staff was approved by the Livingston Parish School Board. That's $1,000 for teachers, $500 for support staff. They will be taking that into effect gradually. We also have our latest podcast, which ran yesterday, gives you a deep dive through Kevin Fambro of how the school operates, or the school system operates over the summer. It's a lot more complex and complicated than you think, but there's a lot of moving pieces that have to come together to make the next school year work. So give that a listen, www.livingstonparishnews.com/podcast. Those are free. We also did one with Mr. Jeff Ard last week, just talking about just being a parish councilman first, and then the drainage, rec districts, road programs, master plan, zoning, you name it. He talked about it. So that's a good listen too. That's also at www.livingstonparishnews.com/podcast. He was my guest on this morning show on Friday. Thank you again, sir, for being here. Retired Judge Mr. Doug Hughes, or the Honorable Doug Hughes, was honored last week in a retirement party. Had a lot to say, but something interesting about he and his sister were both on the bench, and they were the first brother-sister duo on the bench in the Louisiana judicial world. So it was kind of fascinating. You can read about that, www.livingstonparishnews.com/news. Again, that's $5. The 2018-2019 sales tax totals barely skirted the year before by $35,000. So, and we did have a little mess up on that one. We do appreciate somebody pointing it out, because those two numbers were the same in the original reporting. But they were ahead by $35,000 because of a lot of car sales in June. So it was $103,041,275 versus $103,003,543. So that is, excuse me, that is total sales tax revenue generated. And that's information for 17 governmental bodies. You can read all about it at www.livingstonparishnews.com/news. That came out, those numbers came out over the weekend, or right before the weekend. Young professionals had a meeting last week the old chairman and the new chairman both asked people to get involved with young professionals, that the programs they had were very good, helpful with development, and help develop a network, especially for those who are getting involved in business and are new. So it's worth that. That is a subchapter of the Livingston Parish Chamber of Commerce. You can check the Chamber's website for more information about Livingston Young Professionals and how to get involved. The Springfield and Albany football previews came out over the weekend, both written by Rob DeArmond. And but all teams are heading into fall camp as school begins this Friday. Welcome to school. And both of those teams are looking to sort of expand on some success they had over the summer. Hopefully not the fight that they had. Southeastern football is about 4 or 5 days into practice as we speak. Coach Selfo is happy with the tempo, but there are things that they need to improve upon. Again, they had a rough media day ranking in the Southland Conference near the bottom. So they'll be looking to play from an underdog role to try to improve as the year goes on. Assess the Need ran this past weekend and the weekend before. Yesterday was the last collection date for donations. They were at all the Walmarts, the ones in Watson, Walker, and Denham Springs, collecting those donations. So we will see just how much they got and how much they will hand out in the coming days. Again, we appreciate you joining us today. Let's take one more look around at traffic. Oh, also, one last thing that I almost forgot. 25,500 already signed up for the 2019-2020 school year, and they expect more, and they expect for it to be close, over 26,000, and be close to pre-flood numbers. So that's a good sign. Traffic's starting to get a little heavier delays right after O'Neill Lane, heading westbound on I-12. Heavier delays at the 10-12 split. 64 and heading into Central, and Highway 190 heading into Baton Rouge. Still looking pretty clear. Want to remind you that our weather and traffic come from a digital partnership with brproud.com. That's WVLA NBC 33 and WGMB Fox 44. 30% chance of rain today. Currently 75 and foggy. A high of 90 today. Staying in the low 90s is a high for the rest of the week. Mid 70s is your overnight lows. 20 to 30% chance of rain throughout the week. Probably some afternoon thunderstorms and showers as is usual around here. Again, we appreciate you joining us. If you're listening to us or watching us live on Facebook this morning, hello and good morning. If you are watching us either on YouTube or listening to us later, we appreciate you joining us as well. We'll have Mr. Garrett Graves on the show later this week. He is speaking to LEDC on Thursday. You can find the news online at www.livingstonparishnews.com. It's $5 a month for full access to the website, $7 for the e-edition. We also have our e-edition online, which is $7 a month. We are in print on Thursdays and and Saturdays, and we are also on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Instagram. You can check out all the content we're putting out there. We would appreciate that. Again, my name is McHugh David, publisher and the editor of the news. Thank you for joining us this morning on August 5th. Rocking and rolling into qualifying this week. We will be touching base with you again this afternoon at 4:30 for a daily wrap. Thank you.